Hey, Coach, I know you perused the tape of the game the other night. We talked about the turnovers and the lack of offensive execution down the stretch. Anything else that jumped out at you that your team needs to be a little bit better on?
Not really. I think we missed some makeable shots in the fourth that I thought we generated some good shots, but it shouldn't have come down to one possession, as I said. I think what we have to do is that we got a little tired, and that's when we really have to have good ball movement, and I didn't think we did.
Coach, that's 3 straight games against Utah that Brandon Ingram has taken the last shot. Those 3 games literally came down to the buzzer. But how comforting is it for you as a coach knowing you have somebody that wants the ball and wants to take that last shot?
I think it's great. He took a great shot. I thought we had JJ open too, but I'll live with the shot that Brandon took because he took it in rhythm, and he thought he made it. I thought he had made it, and I think every guy on our team thought he had made it. So it was a good shot, and we'll live with that shot because we got the player that we want having the ball in his hands at the end of the game doing it. And then I thought, as I said, if he didn't have it, we thought we had JJ open also.
Hey, Coach, it's Andrew from ESPN. I guess I'll get it out the way. What's the Zion update for today, and how are you going to use his burst, I guess?
He's going to play, and we'll use his burst accordingly. How about that? Is that good enough? We don't have any certain amount of minutes, but we will play him in burst, and as long as he's not showing any kind of signs of exhaustion, we'll keep him out there. But we also have the medical guys right there that, if they feel that he needs to come out, we'll get it from them also.
What's up, Coach? This is Will Guillory with The Athletic. Todd brought up the late game execution, and that's something that's been an issue for you guys basically the whole season. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to start executing better in those situations?
We got good shots. You got to make them. I think if you go back and look down the stretch, the shots we got are the shots that we would want to have at any time. If there's anything about that game that you want to go back and criticize, I think you would have to criticize the third quarter when we didn't come out with the same intensity that we did from a defensive standpoint, and our ball movement got a little stagnant. But as far as down the stretch, we got good shots. We created good shots. The last shot of the game, we'll take any day at any time against anybody. And especially having B.I. shoot it and having J.J. open. So I don't think there was anything down the stretch that we didn't do other than create good shots and not make good shots. The bottom line is that you got to step up and make shots. That's great execution down the stretch, and if you don't, it looked like you didn't execute.
Joe, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to try to make sure I make sense here. If there was no stoppage, there's no pandemic, there would have been a 9th game and a 10th game and 11th game to go before these last 8, right? So you'd have momentum.
Yes.
But now, after 4 months off, now you got 8 games to try to make the playoffs. So does it even feel yet like you have to win this game and that you have to, like, do you feel that sense of urgency?
Oh, no, I said before earlier that I think we have to win, all the games, because we have no idea. The only way you can control your own destiny is that you have to win the game. So I said to our guys, and I believe that we're in the playoff situation right now. It's not playing into the playoffs. We're in a playoff situation right now. In order to get to the next thing that we want to accomplish, we have to be successful right now. So, obviously we felt like we were playing good basketball at the time, and our schedule was very favorable. But that's not the case, and I think the NBA did as good a job as they possibly could, as trying to make it as fair as they possibly could. It was not going to be fair in everybody's eyes, but I think they did the best job they possibly could. I do believe that Memphis deserved to have a little bit of an advantage because they were already in the playoffs, and if it ended today, if it ended that day in March, they would have been in the playoffs. So I thought the NBA did a great job of trying to put it together, and we're in a situation right now where, we have to win games.
Are you laptop watching and scoreboard watching?
No.
all that good stuff?
No, because you know what? It doesn't matter what the other teams do, as long as we take care of our own business. You know, if we take care of our own business, it doesn't really matter who wins and who doesn't win, or you know, who played this night or whatever. We gotta be the ones that control our own destiny.
Hey, Coach. Going back to November, Paul George played his first game as a Clipper coming off 2 shoulder surgeries against you guys in New Orleans. He had 33 in that game, but what do you recall about it? What stood out about him from that game, kind of just fluidity he had?
Christine, I think that he is, you know, he's a great one-on-one player. Everybody knows that. Very capable defender, very good defender. I thought he shot the ball really well against us, and he's also very good at creating his own shot and getting to the foul line. So, you know, it's a tall task to guard him over a 30-minute game. You know, whatever the amount of minutes he's going to play. But you know, he's there, and you know, obviously Kawhi's there, and they're 2 huge guys to have to deal with over a span of a whole game. But you know, as I said, we'll have to find a way to do that, and we'll have to find a way to defend them. And you have to do it not with one person, but you have to do it with your team.
I'll go ahead.
Hey, I was actually going to ask something spiritually similar to Joe about watching the other teams, and obviously there was a great game between Memphis and Portland yesterday. Does the fact that they're all close, I mean, if this were a normal year, you'd be watching it from afar, right? If they beat Memphis, they beat Portland. Does it increase your temptation to come down and be like, I kind of want to check this out?
No, I think you know, obviously I didn't come down and see it in person, but you know, you watch every game. I mean, we're here, we're in the situation where you know, they're only 15 minutes away, and we know that they're playing, and the games have been really good if you look at them. You know, you start with our game and the Clipper game, and you know, the Memphis, you know, Portland game. All of those games have been very close games. San Antonio, so it basically tells me that you know, there is a huge home court advantage in the NBA, and when you're playing on neutral site, it's not that much separation from one team to the next.
Coach, this is David Grubb from the Bird Rights. You guys have had a lot of success against the Clippers this season going inside. Derek has had some big games. Jack's had nice games against them all. Even Jaleel had double figures in those games. And then, of course, JJ and each one were big shooting from the outside. Are y'all going to try to work inside out again against the Clippers and try to take advantage of them and there's less size on the interior?
Well, we're going to play like we play. I mean, if the ball goes inside, we have opportunities to do that. Obviously, we'll do that. But I think the pace of the game is going to be the most important for us, and that's getting out and not allowing them to set their defense, you know, because they have 3 defenders that are unbelievably good defenders when you think about Patrick Beverley and obviously the 2 All-Stars that they have. So Kawhi is an elite defender, you know, Paul George is too also. So our best offense is going to be getting out and running and trying to score quickly in transition before they can get their defense set. And some of those would be obviously be thrown inside when we have the position and the seal in at the basket, because I think they have done a really good job with those guys. You know, they had a 20-20 game against them, so and then in another game I think he had 12 rebounds. So he's been able to rebound the ball fairly consistently against these guys.
Coach Andrew from ESPN again. 2 things. One, I know you talked yesterday about the bench, trying to get to them more. Is that still going to be the plan today, to try and use those guys a little bit more? And then Zion playing at the end of quarters, is that something that's just going to be dictated by his fatigue levels?
We're going to try to manage that a little bit, but you know, we'll have to see. But as far as the bench, yeah, we're going to try to use the bench a little bit more and maybe go a little deeper in the rotation than we normally would. But you know, we'll just have to see with Zion. You know, it's just it's going to be the floor of the game and how he is, and you know, obviously we'd like to have him on the floor as much as we possibly can, and that's what we'll try to do.
Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, Alvin.
Okay.
Was he on a minutes restriction in that game 1?
He was on a burst restriction.
Burst restriction.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this
And
one, you
so-
said there's no minutes restriction now.
No, not
So
really.
He could play 30, but it's going to be a sight test, like
Yes.
medical guys say he looks winded. He's got to come out.
Yeah, exactly. That's it would be, you know, up to the medical guys as to when he come out of the game and when he can go back into the game. So that's what we'll do. That's why we got those guys here. Anything
Hey,
else?
Coach. What would you like to see from the team in this game? Physically, how do you see Zion Williamson?
Oh, I think Zion is fine. You know, there's not anything wrong with him from a physical standpoint, no. And then as far as the game, the Clippers are very aggressive, overly aggressive, deny, get into you physical team. And what we have to do is that to avoid that, you gotta have, you know, good, strong cuts. You gotta have good, strong ball movement. And you got to understand that they're going to grab and hold, and you got to play through all of those things. That's just the way it's going to be tonight. And so that's what we have to do. We have to not let that disturb what we're trying to do, and we have to just play through all the grabbing and holding and ball denial that they'll do.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Alvin.
Yeah.